So apparently the Fever just leaked their starting five. According to this graphic right here,
the Indiana Fever may have just sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA with a leaked starting lineup that's igniting social media. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Dana Borna, Natasha Howard, and Aaliyah Boston. That's the rumored five. We're looking at a lineup stacked with 2 former Rookies of the Year and 3 players on max contracts, all sharing the floor from the opening tip. It's the blueprint of a budding super team. Yet, perhaps the most surprising development isn't the star power. It's Sophie Cunningham's unexpected reaction to her move to the bench, a response that could signal the Fever have finally cracked the code for true championship chemistry.
Cunningham, the first player off the bench to provide lineup versatility and shooting. Either way, there are a lot of options.
So what does this powerhouse lineup really mean for the rest of the league? And how will the Fever manage to keep the chemistry alive with so much elite talent sharing the floor? That's just the start of the conversation. Stick around. We're diving deep, not only into the starting five, but also into the countless lineup combinations Indiana could unleash. This isn't a team limited to 5 reliable starters. They've got 9 players who could step into the spotlight depending on the matchup. And as for Sophie Cunningham, she's embracing her new role with a spark that might just be the secret ingredient this team needs to turn potential into a championship run.
Yeah, this is apparently what it's going to be. Caitlin Clark at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, DeWanna Bonner at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5. Obvious.
Let's begin where every great story should, with Caitlin Clark. The rookie sensation is already rewriting the limits of what's possible on a basketball court. Her court vision is otherworldly, her shooting range almost absurd. Opponents are finding out fast. If Clark is anywhere near the arena, you better pick her up the second she steps onto the hardwood.
In order for the Fever to achieve the goals that they have in front of them, everyone is going to need to buy into their role, and it's up to Stephanie White to put the best lineups out there, the best lineup combinations, and all of that. I took a stab at projecting what the starting five will be, and it's, not a huge leap, but obviously Caitlin Clark's going to be the point.
Right beside her is Kelsey Mitchell, a scoring machine in her own right. Averaging nearly 20 points per game last season, Mitchell has cemented herself as one of the most unguardable guards in the league. She can create her own shot from virtually anywhere on the floor, even with defenders draped all over her.
The shooting guard, the most potent backcourt in the WNBA. I think DeWanna Bonner will be the Swiss Army knife kind of player at the...
Then there's Dana Borna, bringing a rare blend of height, versatility, and big game experience. At 6 feet 4 inches, she's a matchup nightmare, able to stretch the floor offensively while locking down multiple positions on defense. Add Natasha Howard to the mix, a relentless defender who excels in transition and thrives in pick-and-roll action. And anchoring the paint is none other than the 2023 Rookie of the Year, Aaliyah Boston, a force under the rim, combining polished footwork, raw strength, and a basketball IQ well beyond her years.
Howard fills that hole that they had at power forward, especially they were lacking somebody who could run the floor, catch and finish. Aaliyah Boston is the center who doesn't hunt for shots but can be a key cog on both.
This unit operates like a perfectly tuned orchestra, every piece complementing the next. The spacing they generate is going to give opposing coaches nightmares. Focus too much on Clark, and Mitchell will burn you. Collapse on Boston in the paint, and suddenly Clark, Borna, Howard, and Mitchell are all ready to bury you from the perimeter. The Fever's balance of scoring, spacing, defense, and experience is something the league simply hasn't seen at this level. It's unmatched.
Already tougher to load up on Kelsey Mitchell last year because Caitlin Clark was there. And when Kelsey's able to get out in transition, she's so fast. And when she's able to take you one-on-one, there ain't much you can...
And don't sleep on the potential brewing between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. These two are poised to become one of the most dangerous young duos the WNBA has ever seen. Boston's powerful screens and perfectly timed cuts, combined with Clark's laser-precise passing, are already creating highlight reel moments, and their chemistry is just getting started. Even head coach Stephanie White has acknowledged it. Clark and Boston aren't just building a connection. They are laying the foundation for a partnership that could go down as one of the all-time greats.
Think about the great point guards and post players that our game, not just our league, but our game has seen. They are going to go down in history as the greatest. And I'm excited about the opportunity to work with them. I'm excited about the opportunity that we have to build from those starting points and build out, and for the longevity that those two could have in Indiana, in Indianapolis, and hanging banners in this building.
Together, this projected starting five combined for over 80 points per game last season. And with Caitlin Clark now orchestrating the offense, expect those numbers to climb even higher with greater efficiency. Teams like the Aces and Liberty better start taking notes. Las Vegas could be vulnerable in the paint with their smaller lineup, while New York's defensive rotations might get stretched to the breaking point trying to cover all these weapons. Make no mistake, this isn't a rebuild anymore. Indiana is coming for wins, and they're coming fast.
I saw Sophie Cunningham talk about how she is thrilled to join a supporting role next to Caitlin Clark and that she's playing on a stacked Fever squad.
And here's where things get even more interesting. Don't overlook the bench, especially Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull. Cunningham's reaction to coming off the bench has been nothing short of professional. No sulking, no drama, just pure support and determination. She's locked in, fired up to contribute alongside Caitlin Clark and the rest of the squad, no matter when her number gets called. That kind of mentality could be the glue that holds this rising powerhouse together.
I am really excited, and I didn't come here for the spotlight. I didn't come here to have more eyes. I came here to win. And I really do think that with the group that we have, that we are going to win. We are going to get a champion.
This level of veteran maturity is rare. We've seen plenty of big names resist taking on a reduced role. Allen Iverson famously struggled with the idea of coming off the bench and eventually walked away from the game, while Carmelo Anthony had similar issues during his time in Houston. But Sophie Cunningham? She's all in. That kind of selfless attitude could be exactly what propels this team into true contender status. And it could make all the difference when the stakes are highest.
I heard what they were doing, and of course you have Caitlin, who's drawn eyes from all around the world. That is like, why would I not? Why not be a part of something great? You go from Diana, and now you're going to a team who is going to be a contender for a championship. And so I'm stoked about this year. I'm really excited for the players, but I'm also excited just for the community and the relationship and the culture that you guys have.
Championship teams aren't just built on stars. They're built on players who understand and embrace their roles. That's exactly what Sophie Cunningham brings to the table. Her selflessness is a clear sign of a shifting culture in Indiana, one that values collective success over individual stats. And that's the kind of energy head coach Stephanie White needs to transform this loaded roster into a true championship contender.
Cunningham, who I mentioned before, who I do think will be the first player off the bench because of all of the things she can bring to the team, where they can go small with her and spread the floor. I mean, you can go real small. You could play Howard at center and Cunningham at the 4, something like that. Really space the floor out and give teams a different look. She can play a traditional spot on the wing, of course. And she has a little bit more, I think they're listed at the same height, but she has a little bit more length and size, I believe, than Lexi Hull. And that's, another shooter out on the floor.
Cunningham's skill set makes her the perfect sixth woman. She's versatile enough to defend both guards and forwards, shoot from beyond the arc, and bring the kind of energy that can completely shift a game's momentum. While she could easily be starting on other teams, she's committed to making this team better in any way she can. That mindset, it's the foundation of greatness.
It's going to be a phenomenal group. I'm excited for all the other pieces that came in this offseason with me. And so when I really see what I can do here, I'm confident in that, but I really am just excited for the big picture of what everyone brings to this.
Lexi Hull brings a serious punch off Indiana's bench. She's the epitome of relentless defense, applying pressure from baseline to baseline and never letting up. Need someone to shut down an opposing team's primary scorer? Hull's your go-to. If spacing is what you need, she's got that covered too, making her an invaluable asset in multiple areas of the game.
And then there's Lexi Hull, who was relied upon a little bit too much a season ago. Lexi's a little undersized to guard some of the players that she had to guard and would get in foul trouble. And when she got in foul trouble, it was really debilitating for the team. Now I think she can bring that energy all the time and not have to worry about the foul trouble because of the lineup versatility that they have. For Lexi, the key is, can she continue to hit at the clip from 3 that she did the second half of last season? And she's got to get better at finishing around the cup. I mean, that's an area of improvement.
Quietly yet effectively, Lexi Hull led the entire WNBA in three-point shooting percentage last season. She may not always grab the spotlight, But whether it's knocking down a clutch corner three or diving after a loose ball, Hull's impact is undeniable. Her contributions are invaluable, adding depth and versatility to Indiana's already stacked roster.
We've seen a lot of Brianna Turner working out with the team. I think her ability to set screens, hopefully catch and finish, could give her some minutes, because Aaliyah Boston really the only kind of what you would consider a center on the squad at this